The news in you, north, east, west, south, unite from every alley in Cali, intersection, and back street. Yahoo News report says that in Los Angeles, a 70-year-old Mexican-American grandmother was attacked on a bus because a lady thought that she was an Asian. I'm going to go into this article, right? And I'm going to show some pictures. And I'm also going to show some tweets from Twitter. Let's go into the article first. The article says, the grandmother, solely identified as Becky, was about to get off the 81 Metro bus at La Loma Road and Figueroa Street. And it says, according to Becky's son, Pete, a black woman between the age of 25 and 30 hurled anti-Asian slurs at his mother before attacking her and dragging her to the front of the bus. None of the other passengers, not even the driver, helped Becky, Pete claimed. The assault stopped once the passengers called 911. Becky and her family are of Hispanic descent, but are often mistaken for Asians. They are longtime residents of Highland Park, one of the first subdivisions of Los Angeles. And the young lady was eventually arrested. She goes by the name of Yasmine Beasley, a 23-year-old woman, which in the news media reports, they're alleging this young woman was black. And this is where we're going to have the problem at, family. First and foremost, I'm going to say this, and this is what I believe. This is my opinion, my belief. I believe that somebody's trying to pit all the nationalities against the black African American.
There he is! That's him! That's the warrior! He shot Cyrus!
Man, you're crazy. I didn't do nothing.
We saw him!
Yeah, that's him.
He's the one! He's the one! The warriors did it! The warriors did it! The warriors did it! The warriors did it!
Why? Because when it comes to Asian attacks, most of the times, they don't say what nationality it was that attacked an Asian person, except for when it's a black person. When a black person attacks an Asian person, they pop it out there quick. It was a black person that attacked the Asian person. You see right here, they're saying it was a black person that attacked the 70-year-old Mexican grandmother, the abuelita. But when I show this picture, I need for you to let me know if this is a 23-year-old black woman or is this a person of another nationality. And this is a part of the reason that's letting me know that somebody's out here pointing this narrative against the black family. They definitely are. They said we're attacking Asians and Pacific Islanders. They say that as well. So that would mean you're Samoans and whatnot. But we know to be true that most black people tend to ally with the Pacific Islanders. So we know it's some fraud going on in that. I have yet to see any Pacific Islanders have any hate crimes done against them. So how did they throw them into the mix of that? How is it that every time an Asian gets attacked, the first thing that comes to mind is, was he black? They've painted that narrative so much, even I say that when I hear it. Dang, I wonder was they black? But while I'm doing that at the same time, I'm paying attention to what's going on. And I'm like, wait a minute. All these attacks are not by black people. And that's just what you're going to see when you see Yasmine Beasley. And then to make it so cold, the people had the nerve to take to Twitter and put all these different tweets up. I told you black people were racist. Yep, you worried about white supremacy. What about black supremacy? I mean, they put all these tweets up against the black family. But if you look at that picture and you say that this Yasmine Beasley is a black woman, you are lying. The truth ain't in you. And these are facts. And me definitely, I am not going to let you sit up here and paint this picture about the black family and tell a bold-faced ass lie and say that this woman that attacked this 70-year-old grandmother is a black woman. You need to be ashamed of yourself, but I know you can't be because you guys are devils. So it's going to be hard for you to be ashamed of yourself for doing what you're doing. And us, family, we can't sit here and let people paint that narrative against us. They're painting it, but we over here doing something else. We ain't paying attention. You better pay attention. Because if they take this narrative and run with it, your mother could be outside at a store on a bus and some Mexican people could do something to her because they're thinking Yasmine Beasley is a black woman. Now process that. We have to get on it like ASAP Rocky because it's some bullshit going on out here that people are trying to pit the rest of the world against black people. And we're too busy in too much other dumb shit to recognize and realize it. So we need to wake up and see, wait a minute, somebody's trying to paint a bad look on us. That's what you definitely have to do. And you definitely have to be careful when people are spinning this narrative all through social media, all through the news. It's easy to make people believe something. You know, these people got this media stuff down to a science. They know half these dummies ain't gonna go do no research and find out was the person really black. They're just gonna hear the narrative and run with it. And that's a dangerous thing, family. That's very, very dangerous. It's dangerous for you. It could have you killed out here while you walking around like a dead man and ain't paying attention to nothing. You could be literally killed because you didn't see what was coming, and also because we refuse to mobilize as one unit and jump right on the accusation being put out against the black family. All we're worrying about is views. Guess what? You won't get no views because your lights will be out if you don't pay attention when people are painting narratives, and if you don't jump on those narratives and say, wait a minute, somebody's on some bullshit out here. Because that's definitely what they own. They did it with the Asians, right? But the Asians kind of like, yeah, we're just going to protest for it. Anti-hate against Asians, right? But now, all we got to say is, in Los Angeles, especially knowing the tension in Los Angeles with Mexicans and blacks, we already have a certain tension, right? And then you paint this narrative that a black person broke the nose of a 70-year-old Mexican grandmother. That could get a lot of people hurt and violated, especially when we already walking past each other with a certain degree of tension. We already have tension with each other. And then somebody comes and paint this picture to turn the tension back on. We had high levels of tension with Mexican people some years back. But now it leveled out a little bit. That whole green light thing, with that whole prison complex thing, shot caller sending the green light on all black people. Okay, we went through that phase with them. So now it kind of leveled down as years went by, right? And whoever's painting this narrative, they know that. So what do? Let's make it as if these black people are attacking Mexicans now. And the Mexicans will be glad to say, hey, well, it's on. And now you just caused the heat in the pot to get turned back up, right? And now the streets are deadly for all. For old people, young people, it doesn't matter. You have to live in LA to know that. If you live in LA, you know that. We went through it and still go through it every day. It's just the tension has turned down to a sense. But the thing that I'm trying to get across to the black family is this. I need y'all to open your eyes. I need you guys to pay attention to what somebody is trying to do to you. They're trying to put a worldwide green light on you with all nationalities. And that would be some shit, wouldn't it? But if you sit back and watch it, that's exactly what's going on. And we're not paying attention to it. That's why they don't allow it to get much media attention. And we don't pick up on it. We ain't picking up on it and going, hey, wait a minute. This could be dangerous. See, I'm from Compton. I live in LA. So we know how that tension gets. We know how it goes. Everybody else that haven't been through that probably can't grasp it, right? So to them, it would be nothing. But in LA, it would be something big. So that would tell me this. Somebody's pulling out all the tricks in their bag. We're going to pull out all the tricks in the bag right now. We did it with the Asian hate thing. But now, since that's not causing enough friction, we're going to bring this black and Mexican thing back to life. We know this will cause friction. We know this will get it popping. And you got to remember what I keep telling y'all. You think it's bad now? Summer is going to be popping. This summer is going to be crazy. This might be one of your craziest summers of all times. And it will be definitely if we allow this narrative to keep flowing. And that's why we have to expose this thing right now. And that's what I'm on here for, to expose this thing right now. And that's another thing why I don't understand how you got all these dummies tweeting, oh yeah, black girl, 23-year-old, broke a Mexican, 70-year-old Mexican grandmother's nose, beat her up on the bus, almost killed her. But you look at the picture, and the 23-year-old is not even black. And for somebody to retweet that the girl was black means either you didn't see the picture and you ran with the narrative, or you seen the picture and you're a part of the big plot. That's what it's going to be. That's what it is. I'm telling you, family. And you guys, us, we, the black family, have to recognize it and have to get up on it quick. You feel me? You got to get up on this shit right now. This one you can't sleep on. Don't go to sleep on this one. This one you need to stay wide awoke on this one. And that's real talk. You need to stay wide awoke on this one. Because if you miss it, it could cost you your life up out here. So playtime is basically over with. You need to get up on it and get up on it quick. And it's not just a hood thing. Not when you get to touching people's grandmothers and mothers. And we know how Mexicans are. They'll be like, oh, you did my grandmother? I'm going to do yours. I'm not just singling them out. That's how people are. You kill my brother, I'm going to kill yours. You kill my mother, I'm going to kill yours. You beat up my grandmother, I'm going to beat up yours. But we got to have a fact straight. The facts got to be real. Don't let nobody paint no picture of you. Don't let nobody tell anybody what they want to tell them about you. Don't let nobody point a finger at you and say you did some shit you ain't done. Now, if you did it, that's a whole nother thing. let the funkin' start. But if you haven't done it, hell no. You need to get to the root of who's trying to put this thing in effect. Because somebody's trying to put it in effect, family. And y'all sleeping on it. Don't let whoever that's trying to paint this picture of us in a bad light get away with it. So that also goes for everybody on social media. Don't let them paint this picture. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you at, you need to repost this video. You need to repost this picture of this Yasmine Beasley and ask the question, and ask yourself the question, is she black? Is this young woman that broke the 70-year-old Mexican grandmother's nose, is she black? And if you say she is, I've seen the picture. You might as well call me a blind man. But I know that's not facts. It would only tell me how much full of shit that you are. And then I'm going to say, you must be a part of the plot. It must be some COINTELPRO. All you Negroes. Or y'all COINTELPRO, you would have to be if you call this woman a black person by seeing her picture. You would definitely have to be a COINTELPRO Negro. And also, before I get up off of here, I'm going to put these tweets up too by all these different people. And I want you to check these tweets out and see what they're saying about us, about the 70-year-old grandmother incident. And that's why, like I said, either they're a part of this plot that I know that's taking effect. It's a plot. Somebody's putting together this plot. The old banana in the tailpipe. But guess what? It's a dangerous plot that could have one of us killed up out here. But we got to check these tweets, and you'll be able to see what I see. Wait a minute. Do y'all see the picture? And the picture is on Twitter too. So if you're strolling down that timeline of Twitter and you see Yasmine Beasley and you still saying, oh yeah, a black woman beat up a 70-year-old Mexican grandmother, I know where we stand. I know you're a part of that shit. So family, I need y'all to get on board with me on this one. If you never get on board with me ever again, but on this one, you definitely need to get on board with me and check it out for yourself. Pass the video around, retweet it, however you got to get it around. You get it around to the rest of the black family and let them know that somebody's trying to paint a picture of us in a bad light. And with that, I'm going to say, this is the news in you. North, east, west, south. Unite from every alley in Cali, intersection and back street. Subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up on your way out the door.